Welcome in, guys, to a special Saturday edition of The Scope. I mean, it's special because it's Saturday, but it's also special because you guys are here. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, just life comes at you fast, and everybody had a rough week, and this was the first day of the week we could all get together and sit down and talk about video games. So you get a Saturday show. We always do our best. All three of us are really busy, and we just do our best to get you guys an episode every week. So that's what we're doing today. We got a lot to talk about. It actually worked out time-wise because we got a lot of information throughout the week about different games, different things happening and going on. But first things first. Blue, Buff, how we doing, boys?
Doing good. Just gonna be playing some Red River after this. So
let's go.
You and many others looking at the old Steam charts, eh, Blue? Hey?
Going up. It's on an upward trajectory.
Yeah, it's a really good update. Really good update. I'm gonna be doing a couple. I know you guys. I mean, we'll get into it, but yeah, I'll be doing a couple different weapon videos. I think one thing I really liked with the
just kidding. I'm sorry.
that Norinco CQ, I think you can make some pretty cool stuff with that because it is semi-auto. So I'm excited to do some gunsmithing and get some videos out for all those weapons.
Yeah, Buff was joking around about the current events before we went live, and it was pretty funny. You should tell them what we should have done, Buff.
Oh yeah, so I woke up this morning to see we
feeling froggy.
Yeah, so I texted the group here and I was just saying all right, what we should do is we start the intro and then just have a static screen that says next month on the scope, and then we fade into, if anybody played Battlefield 3, you can look it up on YouTube. There's a ground invasion mission of Iran where it's nighttime and your Marines launching mortars and then you charge down this hill into Tehran. So I thought it would be cool to just be next month on the scope and then open with the first minute and a half of that mission and then come to the stream.
Oh man. Yeah, it's another one of those things of Battlefield predicting the future, invading Iran, and now here we are. Dang it. They're almost like The Simpsons where they predict what happens ahead of time. It's weird.
Because they touched our boats, man. You don't touch America's boats.
Yeah,
that's what they said. That's what they did, I guess.
They sent one down the pipe at a boat. You don't do that. I'm guessing they're
1941.
I'm guessing they're also not being too kind and forthcoming with information on their nuclear stuff is what I'm also guessing. And I think they smoked a bunch of their own civilians who were protesting.
Something like that.
Around 40,000, yeah.
That's crazy, man. With all the BS going on, man, that stuff just makes me thankful. So thankful. We got a good spawn. We live in
a good spawn. For real though. Oh, you're so right,
dude. We got everybody. We got a clutch spawn out of this. So glad to be here.
GG's in chat, boys. GG's in
chat. Great spawn, everybody.
Yeah, I'm happy for us. We did it. But yeah, it's wild out there. So we're gonna take a break from all the stuff and craziness going on. And we're going to talk about video games today. Am I getting a little lag on the... No, I think it's all right.
Oh, it was good.
It was weird for a second. It got weird. Hopefully it didn't drop frames for you guys.
It does that once in a while, but it always seems to come back.
I do the best I can. Yeah, because I'm multi-streaming today. So we got both streams going out today and recording, and I'm on the single PC. So we'll see if we can't break something. Everybody good? I'm freaking out because the ranch move is happening as we discussed, and I am headed out really soon to go meet with contractors and stuff next week on Monday, Tuesday to get started on that. So with that being said, I don't know what the next few months of the show are going to look like. We might have to switch to bi-weekly or something, or things will still continue to be fluid with the show. So just stay tuned to everybody's all three of our Discords and our socials, and keep in the loop, and we'll kind of let you know on updates when we're going to be able to go live, because I think we're going to have to be a little bit dynamic because my next few months are going to be a disaster. Going to be an absolute.
Well, that's a perfect opportunity to revisit the send me out on location and we'll do a strip club tour. Okay, we've discussed this in the past, and Crash just doesn't trust me, but
we're all big T's.
We'll keep it PG, guys.
I don't know if that's possible.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You guys want to talk about anything else, like what you've been playing and stuff? I probably know what Blue's been up to.
Well, actually, I did try out the Toxic Commando demo with some of the homies. That was fun, dude.
Let's in the quick shots. Let's talk about that stuff because I hit a couple. I hit a couple Next Fest demos too, and Fry was actually talking about when you guys played Toxic Commando and how fun it was, and it got me like really actually looking at that game.
Like, I don't even know what that is, so that'll be.
It's kind of. Yeah, Blue can tell you more probably, but it's like a like a super crazy action, like linear zombie shooter, kind of like Left 4 Dead, where you move through the levels, but it's got a ton of depth to it, and it's like
based off John Carpenter's like 80s buddy cop action movies, you know. Cool. Yeah.
That just reminded me. I mean, you said Left 4 Dead. I don't know if anybody
feels like a spiritual successor. 100%.
There you go. I don't know if anybody else played that who's watching or listening, but. Left 4 Dead 1 and then 2 back in college. My roommates and I did the mods, and you had one that was like a 1-to-1 creation of Helm's Deep. And so like you're three of us just like between studying for finals, we just take on and spawn hordes of like thousands of zombies and be at Helm's Deep defending from the zombies. That's my Left 4 Dead memory right there. Epic.
That's awesome. You set up the final battle in Lord of the Rings.
So sick.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, shout out mods. Mods are cool.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Helm's Deep and all that stuff. Yeah.
I just remember how cool it was back in the day. I also played Left 4 Dead 2 in college. And like the online mode where you could be the zombies was like so fun. Like,
dude, there's a picture of me in New York City, Times Square, and like the Left 4 Dead 2 posters in the background. I took a picture of it. I was so excited.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. Valve always kills it with their games. It's crazy.
I just want to breaking news here, and then we'll shift back to gaming. But Israel just put out a statement that they believed they killed the supreme leader in strikes overnight. So
damn,
that didn't take very long.
Yeah. Don't touch our boats.
You get a couple F-22s, some F-35s, F-15s.
Yeah.
So the meme, it was like you're an F-22 pilot and your target's an F-14 Tomcat.
It's just like crying.
It's so sad.
The last Tomcat. I saw one that was really funny.
Old Yeller.
I reposted something and it was like a meme. It was Trump, and it's like, "Hey Siri, how many miles? Tell me how many miles I ran today." And it goes, Siri, all right,
just to go rescue.
Sending bombs to Iran today. It's like then Trump just like freaking out.
Oh man, the people I saw that, people were just like, it's like, quick, go rescue the F-14s, like just crying.
And you've got the memes, and it's like Marco Rubio sitting on the couch, like Marco Rubio when Donald Trump tells him he has to be the supreme leader of Iran.
Not a gig I would be interested in.
Oh jeez.
I think you do a good job, Crash.
I would do a job.
I mean, would you execute women for not wearing headdresses?
No, I'd probably cut way back on executions.
Well, there you go. See, already improvements. You're already shooting some good ideas. Way back.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, man, you got
Crash for supreme leader.
Let's go. Man, you got me going, Buff. Maybe I can do this.
I think Crash can do it.
You know what? I'm leaving right now.
Yeah, we need an election.
And all we're gonna do is we're gonna like get massive amounts of wildlife going, and so everybody can just go hunting all the time. That's all we'll do.
Sounds like a huge improvement to me.
I'm in. I'm in. Dude. Wild times out there.
Geez.
I still cannot believe I've moved into the ranch. It's been so long to try it, and I'm like,
you've been talking about that for like
years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Years. Yeah.
Literal years. I got like Dude, windows and siding and stuff is on lock. I got the contractor to meet out there. Then I got the contractor for concrete in the garage and the septic system. And I got like all this stuff. And
you're gonna be on well, I'm guessing out there.
yeah, we got to be on a well.
Okay.
Yep. I've been keeping close tabs on Starlink. I think we'll still be able to keep doing the show if you guys want to. I think we'll still be able to do it with Starlink.
I think if you get like the home Starlink, 100%.
Because I turned it on for my cousin when he was out there for deer season. I have a Starlink out there, and I put it on standby and then I crank it on. But for the first time I put it on the residential service, and it was cool because I could use my app and I could do remote speed test just because it's the Starlink on my account. And it was always like 350 to 400 download and like 30 to 50 up. So nothing crazy. Like I won't be able to do the 2K Twitch broadcast anymore, but I think just the standard like 6K 1080p streams will be able to do. So
well, there was that thing I saw on X, and it was somebody like in the middle of the ocean on a boat playing CS:GO with Starlink.
Yeah. Yep. I saw that too. I tried it a couple years ago, and I played Siege, and the ping was like 40 or 50. That's
not bad.
So stupid how insane it is, man.
You can probably even get upgrade packages too, so it's strong.
Yeah, you could get it's pretty expensive, but you can get ultra priority data. But I think the one thing I have going for me is there's no one that lives out there where I'm going to be. It's literally frontier by the government's definition back in the Homestead Act days of how many people in an area to consider something wild frontier. This is still technically frontier where I'm going.
We'll just talk to Elon. And we'll get a satellite routed right over the ranch, and you'll be good.
Every time we do a podcast, Elon might need to bring one over.
Yeah, we'll shoot him a text like, Elon, reroute the satellite.
But I think it's pretty good, and they're doing more satellites all the time. And then I might get a Gen 3 setup. So the Gen 3 setup, they said averages about 100 megabytes more. So a lot of people on the Gen 3 setups are just sitting there averaging around 500 down. So I'm gonna be chilling,
better than mine for like middle of nowhere, pretty much.
But that helps me out because my cell they split coverage up into cells, and like you'll lose speed if it's congested, but there's nobody out there. So the satellite's like there's no one, like we'll be chilling. So there's actually a Starlink ground station just south to not that far away. So I will have to be on Starlink, but I think the Starlink is going to be
pretty strong out there
as much as it can be. I switched my parents to it, and they're loving it. So it's working pretty good for them. So
nice.
We'll be going. Yeah, guys. With that being said, appreciate you all for being here. Go ahead and leave a like on the stream and share it around if you can. If you know anybody who listens to podcasts and enjoys FPS gaming discussion, we'd love to have you be a friend and tell a friend about us. Also, if you are listening on Spotify, you might check into it. There are ways to watch the video. We've been uploading the video to Spotify, so you can watch and see our smiling faces over there now. If you want to, doing big things over on Spotify. You can leave a comment there too, and I have been answering those, so leave those. Also, take a look down in the description of the show wherever you're listening to it. Give Blue Buff and I follows on all our socials and hop in our Discords if you want to chat about stuff. That is all in there as well. And if you are listening audio only, leave a 5-star review. And even on Spotify too, if you're doing video, leave a 5-star review. That really helps us a lot and pushes it around. I can see those analytics in Spotify now, and it's pretty cool. So I see when you guys do that, and I really, really appreciate it. So keep that up. And yeah, we'll keep growing. Spotify's been going really well since I added the video for it. I think it's been pushing the show a lot more. So really cool, and good to have you over there. And one last thing, I have seen some comments about people not liking that. You can hit the 3 dots in the top right of the screen in your settings, and under the download settings, you can switch that back to audio only. If you download your podcast and take them with you on the go, if you download them at home and you don't want to take up all the space of the video, you still can switch it to audio only and just pull that down if you want to. That should be in the top right of your screen if you want to do that. With that being said, let's get into Incursion Red River, which appears by all intents and purposes to be doing really well on the Steam charts, Blue. So GG's to you and the team, man. What all do you guys have cooking over there? Because it seems like you guys are doing great things. It's cool to me too, like knowing you and being a little familiar with the project and the team and stuff, like just to see a lot more people are talking about it on Twitter too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's what a difference between like originally playing it since like the Project Quarantine days is just like another game, checking it out, then where we're at now, and to actually be a part of the team is actually pretty cool to see. Like, it's cool to hear people that that have come back as well too, and say like, oh, I've been around since Project Quarantine and I saw the potential, but I wanted to let them cook, and here we are actually like showcasing that that we are, and we already have another hot fix as well too. But the main patch for the alpha version, the 1.3, is officially out. Came out on the 25th, and of course has everything. I can finally talk about everything that's in there now, because before I kind of had to kind of go a little bit, you know, off radar, but now it's all there for everyone to see. So we have all the new story missions that are of course voiced by Jane Perry. And if you don't know who she is the voice actress for Diana Burnwood from Hitman 3, Karen Bowman from Ghost Recon Wildlands, and Rogue from Cyberpunk. So those are three pretty big games. And then we also have, of course, the new map Delta. We have all the new weather, the rainstorm, all that stuff. The new boss is Monstera, and he's the UICS boss that will eventually come at you or come after you by a certain story mission. So now, like, there's actual reasons of why bosses come in. He's got a whole ghillie suit. He's got a ghillie or a wrapped SR-25, super cool model, and he actually like sneaks around and crouches and like goes to like bush to bush.
Is
and
he
stuff
on,
like that.
on a new map, Blue, or
He's on Quarry. So
okay.
Quarry is the UICS map.
Nice.
Delta is the new IGC map, and Bunker is where the VLF is. Which, of course, now the IGC have the Russian voice lines, and the Vietnamese Liberation Front VLF have, of course, Vietnamese voice lines and accents and all that stuff. So, and that's there. We also got the new weapons: SR-25, Gillo Ace 2, the M9A3 Beretta, Saiga 12, 6-hour MPX, and then the Rinko CQ Chinese M4. So that's there as well too. And then basically a bunch of stuff has already been fixed from launch day. So it released 2 days later, the 27th, and that was 1.3.0.1. So a lot of there's still like some audio issues that they're trying to figure out right now. Some VRAM leaking as well too. So that's still being worked on, but some of the potential root causes have been fixed for some of the audio issues. There's also been adjusted nighttime brightness and lumen fixes, a bunch of level design fixes, and like 10 plus AI fixes. I'm sure there's more that haven't even been done, and there's still more being worked on right now. So like the team does not get any sleep whatsoever, even after the update. They're continuously working right now on the weekends. With a couple of breaks more on the weekends, but it's just cool to see like the Discord's been blowing up, the Steam charts have been blowing up. Crash showed me yesterday that we were like top 5 for top growing Steam games. I think it was.
Yeah, it was like 253% or something. So I went to Steam charts,
something like that.
Fry was playing Wraithops on stream, and I was like, I wonder, before he went, I was like, I'm gonna look on Steam charts to see if there's even a lobby of people playing Wraithops. And just I hit the Steam charts, and right on the front page I saw Incursion. I was like, yo, I gotta tell Blue. That's sweet.
Oh, that's cool. That's sick. Yeah. So we're like, our top all-time player peak was 2,478 players, and our 24-hour peak just now is 2,193. So like I just refreshed 2,225.
That's because all the people listening to the show hearing about it, they're all logging in.
That's right. Thank you guys for watching the show and checking out the game right now. Come back, watch the show first, and then go play the game. So yeah, we were expecting at least we were expecting like minimum like 1,500 or something like that to be there, or maybe or around maximum. So so the fact that we're almost hitting our like all-time peak that we hit almost 2 years ago shows that that we're on the right path. We're listening to feedback as well too. So like on the Steam discussions, on X, on YouTube, in the Discords, even though that the team might not be able to reply to every single feedback request and stuff like that, we're at least doing our best to read every single one of them, and then have internal discussions within the dev Discord and stuff like that to see balancing wise what's working, economy. We already made some adjustments to the repair bench in the hideout because it was originally too hard to get. You had to be like the UICS level 2 and then get lighting as well too. But to get the lighting to work in the base, you needed a generator. So it was like now it's just you need to get the generator, which you can buy, and a toolbox and some resources. I think there's one more thing I'm missing, but maybe some nails. So it's easier to get that because that was like the biggest complaint. It's like all these guns in the beginning are just not being able to be repaired. So that should be fixed as well too. A lot of stutters have been fixed as well too. And then there's also been an item option to search for the same item on the marketplace as well too. So it's easier to just go in there, search it up. Everything is very quality of life fixes right now too. So and that's pretty much what it's gonna excuse me, what it's gonna be is just quality of life fixes, bug fixes, AI improvements, which I do want to state as well too that this is really a complete rework of the AI. And if I'm surprised, I'm not surprised, but I'm also like excited to see if this is I would say this is the beginning of the new AI system from SolarWinds. So if this is just the beginning, I can't imagine what he'll do because like take SP Tarkov, he took the existing Tarkov AI and improved it. And that AI has been around for years. So this AI has only been around for not even almost a year. I would say about a year, because the game changed drastically from 1.2 to now. But even now, it's going to be, I think, just to know the ideas. I mean, like the term A life from Stalker keeps getting pushed around. From what's the word for inspiration and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what that's going to be like. I know eventually we want to have like interfaction NPC battles. So like you're walking through one of the next maps that come out perhaps, and then you're walking around and you're hearing another gunfight happening in the distance and stuff like that. So like all that just to make like a super immersive game. We have a campaign now that actually works now, that actually means something when you do stuff, when you pick up loot, all the newly added like melee weapons, grenades, the lighting, the rain, like all of it combined just makes for like a super immersive PvE gameplay. And to see like there was what was it? To see like PvP centric players come through and play the game and either get their asses handed to them in the beginning for the AI, and then but not like in a bad way, like they're just swarming you, but like actually having like tactics and flanking and maneuvers and suppression and stuff like that. And then for them to like to hear like one of them was shout out Sinister, he's a super cool dude.
Oh yeah, I
guess
like that guy.
yeah, so he checked out Incursion and was like super impressed of like, oh wow, the actually PvE feels good in this game. Like it's an actual challenge to fight in this game. And he was kind of hooked there for a bit. Like his title was like addicted to this PvE only extraction shooter. So that was kind of like cool to see that our AI can live up to that as well too.
Yeah, so they keep getting better. It's really cool. You guys are sitting in a really good spot, man. With I think you guys are coming up through the ranks and your development time in a really good spot because I think the success of single player Tarkov really showed a need for a game like this, and like boom, here it is. And also I've noticed it just really seems like even in Gray Zone, the PvE side of things seems always more popping too. Like sometimes people just get tired of the sweat,
Well, dude, that's exactly why I agree with everything you just said, and that's exactly why I love Operator PvE. I mean, it has PvP, but the PvE is the most fun. And then Insurgency Sandstorm, just playing hardcore checkpoint PvE is really fun because if you get a good team of comms, it's just a blast to play. And especially with Red River, I mean, the AI difficulty, you can tweak it too. You've always been able to do that. And I remember updates ago when I first started playing, I was running solo and just getting wrecked. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that people are getting killed by the AI because the AI, especially if you think, I saw some people like I was watching Big Fry stream one of those days. You were in there, Blue, and he was saying like, oh, the AI is like really improved, but sometimes they're just like walking around not realizing. But if you up their difficulty
and that was already
a little
fixed
bit,
too.
Yeah, that was fixed in the recent
Hmm.
update after that. But if you up the difficulty, dude, you will get killed. Like,
Yeah, yeah. If you go on extreme solo, you're taking
you're dead.
everything
Yeah,
slow. Yeah,
yeah,
cover to cover. You hope to God you have a suppressor, because if you shoot unsuppressed, you're just attracting everyone
yeah.
around you.
And they'll flank
So,
you. It's a lot
mm-hmm,
of fun. So
mm-hmm.
definitely recommend playing with a buddy or whatever, and it's a
Yeah,
good
4-player
time.
co-op as well too,
Yeah.
for people that don't know
Yep.
that as well.
Yep.
So
Get some comms going, and
yeah,
it's a good
use the
time.
in-game VoIP system too. It's so cool. Now that's a thing too. It's got occlusion as well too, so like
Oh,
you can
nice.
hear each other. I know eventually I think we want to add like a radio or something like that, so you can talk to each other across the map and stuff like that if you need to, and
Yeah.
better comms and stuff like that. But right now it's just like local VoIP,
Hmm.
and then you got the text chat as well too.
Nice. Yeah. Visually, the game looks amazing. So
Yeah, and yeah, from 5.4 to 5.6 is definitely, that was definitely one of the toughest things I think to do, especially for like bugs and optimization and stuff like that. So like it's
mhm.
I think it's a never ending battle, especially with UE5, but
Yeah.
it's future proofing the game for sure, at least.
Another really like there's a lot of small details in the game which I love. So I picked up an AK-101, I think, off an AI, and I ended up bringing it, modifying it, and bringing it back into the next raid. And the durability for it was like below 50, so it
Hmm.
was I was getting stovepipe jams, which I think is awesome. So you got to clear the jam. That's like a really nice detail that I like to see in games, just because if you take something like Call of Duty, I think I was saying this way back in like the Warzone days and stuff like that. For some of those super OP guns, if it would be cool to have like a durability option. So you're getting like a jam that you need to clear to kind of like make things a little bit more fluid. So I love seeing jams in games that you have to manually clear. It's a really nice
Hmm.
detail.
Yeah. No, man, I gotta play this thing when I get a chance. I just
Yeah, I want to see how you feel about the AI and fighting and
yeah,
stuff like that,
I
especially because
gotta
you're definitely a big PvPer as well too.
I gotta get into it. It's always tough because like I have my crew of IRL friends that I always stream with in the evenings, and they just want to do PvP. So that's kind of what we do in Vibe. But I need to set some time aside to do this. But I think I'm gonna be getting back into Gray Zone too, just to get some of the feeling back of the mechanics and keybinds down and stuff before the
Yeah,
point four
their
patch.
player base got a little uptick because I think people were just excited for
Yeah,
the news from 0.4. So
I'm gonna hop back in, but I'm gonna go PVE for a little bit, like just to get my legs back under me
yeah,
and not have to worry about
we
getting
were talking about
torched.
that too, like wondering with some friends of mine that I think the player base that's left right now in Gray Zone are mainly PvEers, and I guess this is a perfect segue to the next topic
Are we
because
doing it?
I think we're doing it. I'm
All
already
right.
talking about it, man. Because that article from Insider Gaming saying that it's officially now PVE first. I mean, I always thought that was the case from the
It
beginning,
was.
because it was PVE so it was like
Right.
PVE centric, but there's also PvP elements within the game as well too. So the fact that I feel like they have to go out and say that, I think there's just a not a lack of vision. There's definitely a vision, especially after talking to the team in person and stuff like that. Like there's definitely like a roadmap they have in their head, but they adjust where they need to as they continue development. But
Yeah.
the fact that they went from I don't even think they even, yeah, they did call themselves an extraction shooter on Steam
At
first
first, yeah.
at
Yeah, it's
first. So and then they did switch to MMOFES, but I think the PVE side was still always there, and I think it definitely um shows the game in a different light compared to PvP, because like there are some really blatant issues when it comes to PvP, especially when it comes to like the cops and stuff like that, and always running back and forth, just fighting over the same point for like the longest time, and it's just kind of annoying. And now apparently you can accept missions. I don't know if this is for point four now, like you're gonna be able to accept missions at the mission areas, but and then you can just go and kill the AI first, um and then just go through the mission by yourself without having to worry about it. So I think that might be what's the word, taken advantage of. So there's still like little things like that that add up over time that just kind of take the fun out of it, in my opinion. So like I would like to see that get fixed. It's just things like that that I know will get fixed eventually, but until then, I think I want to wait to see what 0.4 comes out with. Because if I go in right now and try to play the game for what it is, I think I'd be a little bit disappointed after seeing how many things are coming to point 4.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming to point 4 that we're going to get into, but like the overall view of the game, I agree with you on some of that stuff. The cop system needs some changes. I would love to see some stuff, but I kind of followed along in my head of what I thought the game should be with what their marketing was for it at first, where it was going to be an extraction shooter where you extracted but you stayed in the game. That's how I looked at it. But since this game has gone on and I've seen what it can be and stuff like that, I have done a big change in what I want this game to become and what my hope is for it. And to just really lean into that persistent stuff. I talked about it in my point 4 video just a little bit, how instead of being like a persistent extraction shooter, which this is along with what I think they're doing, I think they're going this route, is to make it more like an RPG, like a multiplayer role-playing game where you have agency over your character, you're connected to your character and that progression. And when you log into play, you are on the server like an MMO. I don't think you call it an MMO because like massively multiplayer, there's not that many people on the server. But I mean like, but that style of gameplay where you log into a server, you got your task, you got your hideout that you're going to craft. You want to go over to this part of the map and train with one of the specialists to up your skills to where you are feeling like you're that character and less about PvP and running around and fighting. And I think there are some legs to that. And I think that's the route they're going to have the map more alive, more things to do, and just feel like you're an operator there. And then later on, you know, we get to 1.0, we'll be able to work towards that end game with figuring out what's ground zero, the roadside picnic stuff and all that still needs to come to fruition. But I really see the success being in that. Like, I don't know how this would work. It's just an example of my ideas when I'm talking this way is like with the cop system, have them to where there's like clan wars on the weekends and the cops are available for taking and fighting over the weekends for factions. And then whatever multitude of factions holds those by the end of the period for that week or the next period of time, those factions are locked down, or those cops are locked down, held by that faction. And then you can use those to have more resources, have more spawn points, have access to traders around the map and stuff like that. So there's not just that constant, almost like a pseudo battlefield conquest of just revolving around cops and trying to take them and respawn and running back with knives and all that stuff.
So
and
I feel like you brought up the RPG element real quick too, and that I feel like they should also somehow include different characters for different factions as well too. I think that's always a big issue, especially with playing with friends, is that you choose one faction and you're stuck with that faction until the next wipe or whenever that would be, stuff like that. So like, or not even a wipe, but next major update or something like that. So because I know they don't really plan on wiping. So
no, it's wiping.
It's but like after 1.0, like it shouldn't be like a consistent wipe schedule, not like where Tarkov is and stuff like that. Even Tarkov stopped the wipe. So it's kind of like, I wish if they go more that RPG route, give us where we can have multiple characters on the same account then as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think so. That'd be pretty cool. There is a thing, what Mega Hex brings up in the YouTube chat that is interesting. From a player standpoint, if you like to play whatever, having the option to work on the same character in PvP and PvE is really cool. But if you're strictly a PvP player, I see where that harms it, because there's not as many people playing PvP. Because if your sole goal is to like work through the tasks and level up, you go PvE. Like it's way easier to get through tasks and progress and stuff like that. And then that means sometimes I don't think the game is getting played the way that the developers intended. I think they wanted it to be the PvEVP game to where you go around, you do your quests. A lot of times you're fighting the people in Lemang, like the AI, but every once in a while some super tense PvP pops up if you're running tasks and you come across the other factions. And I think that's what they originally wanted, but having them split, and I can't even tell you how I would address this, but having them split, you create it to where the people that want to do tasks go PvE and the people that just want to fight go PvP, and neither side is playing the game as they intended. Because
I think the intention from what I remembered too is like, it was also that the PvP element was also a choice that you can make in the game where like you would be able to communicate with the other side, be like, hey, friendly, hey, we cool, like we need to, this is what we need to do for this mission, stuff like that, or like work toward the story mission, that if two factions come together, they'd be able to talk smack to each other. I thought that was the case in the beginning, but
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they tackle some of those challenges, because we're getting to the point where we're getting a really solid foundation of a game, and it's really cool, and I hope they can flesh out some of those details that get people playing it in the way that they want people to play it. But I think going down that RPG route, like a multiplayer RPG route, is just the way to go and take this, and where the game can shine on the bones that they put together. So with that being said, we can get into some of the finer details of patch point 4. I'll pull up my video because I pulled up some of the stuff that they sent out, and I will try to pause and talk about it as we get to places, and get your guys' take on some of this stuff. So there's going to be new locations. There's a lot of new AI stuff. There's a new mechanic to where when you kick in doors, like some of the doors have a alarm on them. Rework the movement, which is like one of the things I've been bitching about for a really long time, is kind of how rigid the movement feels. But they're adding a new jump and a lot of movement, and then a bunch of lore and storytelling stuff. So in the creator briefing, they told us there's going to be about 100 new quests, and they're kind of going to be more split into side quests and main quests. So we're starting to see the storyline get fleshed out a little bit more. So I think that's going to be good. You had something like originally like 200 quests, and then adding another 100. So I think there'll be a lot more to the game. And then they're adding a bunch of AI. So this is showing the different enemies that are going to be around. They're reworking the traders as well. And then from this shot, there's going to be new loot. So new higher tiered loot. They said they redid audio, which is pretty cool. And then also in some of the new locations, like I saw, you can go in more of the rooms in Midnight Sapphire, it looked like. New progression. I'm not exactly sure what that is, other than potentially the tasks. But after this part of the video, I start to get into the weapon skins, and they're going to be adding a lot of those. I don't think you see too many new guns in this shot. And I'm not sure, how do you guys think the weapon skins are going to work? Like, I don't even know.
I don't know either. Yeah.
Beats me.
I wonder if they'll be like rewards for completing quests and you get the skins, or if you loot them around, or how you'll
That's what I'm thinking. I'm betting it's like a
in-game
quest.
currency.
Yeah, I'm betting it's like in-game currency and quests, most likely.
Yeah, or just pickups too. Could just be pickups. Maybe you'll find them in crates, stuff like that. Especially like the engraving ones. I feel like those might be a little bit more rare than like the snake skin camo variants and stuff like that. So
the camos are gonna be awesome though.
The camos look great though.
Looks great.
The gold engraved 1911. That's one of the new guns, the M1A or whatever.
Yeah, the SOCOM, or I thought it was like a Mark 14 EBR. I'm wondering what it's gonna be like. Can you just take the maybe there's an M14 and you can upgrade it with a different chassis system and stuff like that, and then make it into a Mark 14 or something like that. So
that's what I'm thinking. We'll have to see.
Yeah, from what I can tell,
more attachments like that to kind of convert your weapon to different variants would be nice.
And what's going to be cool too is, I bet the way the weapon durability and stuff works is that even though they have these camos, like you'll see the wear, like the paint wear off on the camos the longer you use a gun. So that'll be pretty cool. This game has a ton of details like that. The other thing that's coming is a stats page. So here's a view of the stats page. So you'll be able to see, it's kind of cool. You can see your total exploration, like where you've been on the map, the distance traveled, tasks you completed, how far you are with the different traders, and like different combat like stats, like how many which platform you have the most kills with, how much you've drank, like all that kind of stuff. So kind of cool to be able to see statistics. It looks like it even breaks down. So like if you look at the top, it breaks down into exploration, combat, weapons, quests, medical, and wealth. So all these stats are being tracked now in like a really cool stats page. So if you're a stats guy, you see that. Yeah, the different magnifiers and stuff will be pretty cool. to play with. There's some new gear. We can see that there's going to be range finding binoculars are going to be added, so you can, if you really want to LARP, you can go out there and have a spotter. You can have a spotter and a sniper, and you can call out zeros to your sniper and have them dial their scope. And
what is that sniper that I was using? Was it the M700, or it didn't look like it with that butt stock?
it looked like an M700 or M24. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I should know that, but I don't. Then there's they got new animations for the AI. So again, really big AI reworks. So they have different animations depending on where you hit them. So I'm gonna play through some of these. I'll try to get to the spot where it's happening. So if you bounce one off their head, they hold their head, and then if they're hurt, they have a crouched one. So if you hit them in the belly, they hold their belly. Hit them in the chest, same, and then each of their legs. So if you hit them in the right or left leg, they bounce back, hold that leg, and then they're crouched over and hobbled. All different animations for different parts of the body that you hit them in. And
Super
even
sick.
in crouch and stuff like that. So you'll be able to tell. The ragdolls look way better, like whenever you hit them, how they flop over, how they take hits to the different limbs and hold, like they hold onto their wounds and like crouch over when they get hit. So you can see an example of like shooting them in the legs and stuff. So it all looks it looks a lot more realistic with the AI too. Where you hit them, you can kind of get instant feedback almost if you learn those, so you can tell where you hit people. So they also give an example, I think, of bouncing one off a helmet here. So you can see the guy like take a bullet off his helmet and then get like concussed and hold his head. So that's pretty cool.
Poor AI just taking bullets for us.
Yeah, just out there doing it.
Just examples.
Yep. And then there's a bunch of new characters that are going to be around the map. I don't know how they're going to fit into lore. I think they're going to be different bosses and stuff that are going to have different loot on them that you can only find on the bosses. So that'll be pretty cool. And then here
I wonder, is it bosses or is it just like different variants of the AI that are already on the map?
I don't know if it's necessarily bosses, but it feels like there's going to
there's gonna look like some of them are bosses, but like some of the like the bandits there that they have look like they're just like different variants of what they have now. They're just adding more.
Yeah,
what it looks like.
I think we could be safe in saying they're just adding more variety to the AI. They're gonna have different looks to them, different outfits, and
which they look their character models always look so sick.
Yeah, yep, and potentially some behavior. Yeah, I mean they're going for modern day Laos with this, and they nailed the aesthetic all the way around. On these different things. This is a new view of the map. You can see some of the updated locations where the LZs and stuff are going to be at. Then there's a filter where you can filter out different things on the map and see the queue at the bottom. One of the things I'm most excited about is this new movement. So new sprinting animations. There's like a walk, a faster walk, and a sprint, and then like attack sprint. And they have a gun down sprint too. So you don't always throw your gun way up in the air and run like super fast forward. So there's like a trot and then like a normal gun down sprint that looks a lot more natural. And then it looks like you got your burst sprint with your gun up, but it looks across the board. It looks so much smoother, and which I was really needing from that game. I could play Gray Zone for like a couple days and then it wouldn't bother me. But then I'd go back to another game or go back to this game and be like, what the hell? With like just kind of the rigidity of the movement, you know, it was like a little bit different. But I know they got that feedback a lot and they acted on it, so that's awesome. And I'm sure this wasn't an easy task where they got to change all those parameters, all those animations. Like it was
the stamina drain, stuff like that. I'm curious what that's going to be like as well too now with the just a normal sprint.
Yep. And they also, all the PMCs hit leg day and they have massive vertical leaps now.
Dude, those jumps are insane.
Yeah,
on all that gear
right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know how that's going to be. But the thing I was worried about, they answered. They said that you're not going to be able to shoot while you're in the air. So
that's good.
Okay,
so
good.
Because the jump shots could have got crazy on that for sure. So then there's some examples on it in the map of them like jumping across bridges and rooftops and stuff. And that was in the trailer. Then there's new landing animations. So when you jump off stuff, how you land, you know, and break your legs. And all that stuff is new. I'm interested to get your guys' take on this one. So as far as onboarding goes, there is a new field guide or a field manual.
That's a tutorial pretty much, right?
Well, it's it's more of an index. You don't have to go through it. It's just a resource. So it's a field manual. You can search categories on different factions around the map, different heals, what they do, the ammo, how they interact, and the stats on that, how to use your quick access menu.
That's cool.
All the different events and stuff that have gone on, how the vendors work, how you respawn, and all the details on that. So there's just a big field manual with searchable categories where you can pretty much look up anything about the game and how it works, from lore, traders, movement, how to use your weapons, repairing weapons, like all that stuff. So pretty cool there for onboarding and stuff. And it just nice. It's another nice resource to be able to stay in the game and not have to open another page on your other monitor to look something up. If they can have all the information, you don't have to leave the game. I think that's always a quality of life plus if everything you need is in there. And then this kind of answers your question a little bit, Blue, like what some of those new characters will look like around the map. So this is a new area. And it looks like there's going to be kind of like new sub factions of AI. This is a big one. So tasks are getting a big rework how you do them, to where you get a radius on the map of where the task is to search in. So right away, at a glance, you can see where you need to go and where your task is, and you don't have to look up another external website to be able to find where that's at. You don't have to rely on coordinates or what other people have found, or like you have a buddy that's done those quests to be able to find them. It actually gives you a radius. It also gives you a radius like where you have to kill enemies in the starter town. It shows you right on the map where they count and where they don't. So you don't have to like guess if you're in or out of the circle. But I think this is really cool, because as someone who gets frustrated sometimes when you get in later quests and you have to like find a random building out in the jungle, this is going to make it so much more fluid, rather than, like I said, going to an external website or asking friends that have done it. You'll be able to just to look at your map, plan your routes, and know where you got to go. So do you think that's too casual, or do you like it?
I like it. I don't mind that at all, really.
I just drank my can of sparkling water upside down and spilled it all over my face.
Let's go.
It's fine. I'm 40 years old. I can't even have a drinking problem. Get it?
Oh,
Yeah, I think really that alone kind of helps a couple of the issues I was having before. So
yeah, somebody's. Oh, it also gives so it gives you like overall shots, almost like Polaroid shots of where you have to go. So it's almost like an operation file, right? Like you get a
there's
file.
There's definitely some moments where you're like, as you're walking to an objective and you see like a group that was maybe walking from the objective, like, hey, where do I got to pick this up? Like,
yeah. There was a lot of that. Like, can you show me the body for this quest? And then yeah, 100%. There might be a little bit of that in the starter town still, but I just, man, I think that's so clean and nice to have those circles on the map. And then there's like a text message thing that pops up in the low right as you complete this stuff, to where right there on your screen, it sends you on the next one. So you can see like handshakes typing and telling you where to go and what to do and stuff.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I kind of wish it was more like an actual like physical object you picked up, but I like that.
That'd be cool. Maybe they'll add that later. Like, that'd be kind of cool to actually pull out a phone and look at it, kind of like Beautiful Light.
They got the roadside picnic stuff, you know, maybe some more stalker influences would be cool, but I told you, that's fine.
Yep. So then there's a shot of the little bird like in the case file or whatever, so you get like a little intel briefing thing. I think that's pretty cool. And then like some of the new locations, there's some shots of those downed helicopters and more like crazy stuff going on. That guy's got backwards hat on with flannel and jeans, and it looks really cool.
Nice.
Dude, did you see the new did you see the new ABI skin?
No.
Okay. It's good. It looks like Ubisoft, like Watch Dogs or X Defiant. These are shots, I think, new shots of places you can go in Midnight Sapphire, I feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new ABI skin is it's got like a hooded cyberpunk guy with a gas mask and giant pink neon X's on his eyes.
Nice. So can't wait to not play that. I'm sorry.
I'm getting that way, man. Like I'm thankful to come back to a game like this where I can put on some khakis, a flannel, and some operating. To be honest,
shit. My main games for sure once 0.4 comes out will be Incursion and Great Zone. I get to kind of enjoy both worlds of like a single PvE, game I can pause whenever I want, and something that has a lot of cool influences from a universe that I love. So
Also, I don't know if this was always there, but there is a chopper pad now on top of Midnight Sapphire. So are we?
I don't remember seeing that there.
So
What are we gonna
That's
be able to take off from there? Is that the new LZ people get to fight
so I'm
over?
saying if they'll
Like,
start to put LZs on some of the POIs, would be pretty hairy.
I would be. Yeah, you can choose like, hey, look, we can either walk this route
Go
or
right in
we
there.
just lost our gear. Screw it, we're going in hot. You know, like.
That'd be nice.
Yep. So then there's some shots of like the visual improvements and things like that, and then there's the new weapon. So there's the
Yeah.
is that a what gun is that? Is that a Mark 14 and EBR? Are those the same thing?
Talking about the gun that he's using right now in the before and after for the version.
Yeah.
That looks like just an M4 variant. To be fair, I would assume maybe the Dano Defense M4.
Like
You're talking about in the that
on
looks
the
like an
screen.
M14 because of
Yeah,
it
that's
looks
an
wooden,
M14.
but it looks like to be honest, it looks wooden, but it also looks plastic.
It's
like
the it's the polymer chassis one.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
they
then
got
when
like
it
the
switches to
brown
this
version. Yeah.
is that still an M14 with just a different stock?
That would be the Mark 14 EBR. I feel like the chassis that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Mark. Yeah, well, yeah.
With the
it's a Mark 14. It just
not the retractable stock, right? Or is
that's
it a
not
retractable stock?
That
just
one's
gotta-
not. I did see one shot of the retractable though, so that's just a different
If you
chassis.
keep
There's the
going.
retractable. Yeah, there's the retractable. So yeah, you have.
Oh
a bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
different of it. So
That'd be cool. If there was a Ruby Mini. That'd be sick.
No, there's
probably
there's
one
the
gun. Yeah, so probably one gun with different chassis options, which would make sense.
Yeah, M1A SOCOM, yeah, and then the Mark 14
Yeah,
EBR, yes, or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. That's
oh, that's kind of cool.
They're just all M14s in my opinion.
The recoil on the makes the magnifier jiggle is pretty cool. But this guy's finger
Not
is
enough
like
thread locker.
this guy does not know how to squeeze a trigger, dude. He's got this giant snake finger and he is slapping that trigger, man.
Just
Like he is
booger
like,
hooking it.
like that is not how you.
I mean, I'm looking at it now. That animation does get weird on the finger. Like if I had to say something, that is extremely. That's it's just like Elastic Man just kind of stretches into the trigger guard.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then this is a weird handgun. Somebody
Yeah,
put it in
so
my
I was
video.
trying to look it up, and I thought like it. At first, I thought it was the GSH-18 with like a tactical slide.
Somebody said what it was. It's a weird Chinese one, I think. An alien. Yeah, somebody said it. Somebody might. Justin might know.
Said it in
my comments.
In your comments. Okay, I was like, I thought it was a Canic at first. I'd be hilarious if they somehow put a Canic in.
I can look at that while we continue to discuss.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, all the variations of it look sick too. You know, of course, the weapon customization and the visuals were never really a bad thing in the game. It was more the optimization, frame rate issues, stutters that would get in the way of you enjoying a lot of that stuff. So I know last time I played it, it was like 120 average FPS. I think it might have dipped down to like 100 in some areas, but
it's a Laugo alien.
10 times better. A what? Never even heard of that.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
A Laugo alien.
Oh, Laugo alien.
And they also
pistol.
had a CZ58 somewhere.
Oh, yeah. It is. Yeah, look at that. That is a crazy looking weapon.
Yeah. A Laugo alien. So I've never heard of that.
There's a compensator that makes it look like a gun from Alien. Like, what?
Nice.
Okay.
I don't think I had. Yeah, I really didn't have much else on that. So, yeah, that's the other stuff they haven't talked about, but I think we're going to get more details and in-depth stuff. So how it's going to go is over the next 3 weeks are going to be devlogs, each covering different things. So there's going to be one that covers like the lore stuff. I think the first one next week is covering like the user requested stuff and like the movement, things like that. So yeah, there'll be different devlogs over the 3 different things. One's going to be like the lore and stuff like that, and I can't remember the third one is. Yo, shout out Foxic in chat. What's up, man? One of the community managers in chat. That's super sick, dude. The other stuff is Yeah, it's gonna be 3 weeks, and then after that, there's gonna be an early review period where they're opening up for supporters. I've seen two different takes on that. Some people are like they're trying to FOMO to get people to upgrade to the supporter edition. But whatever, man. I look at it as like they're opening up for more people to be able to play in the early access. So it'll be content creators and supporter edition owners.
Yeah,
So
that's cool to get both of those in there.
yeah, so they're casting a wide net, and I think that's cool because it gives a little bit more value to the supporter edition and a thank you to them to let them get in early. But I don't think it'll be very long. And then they're going to do some Twitch drops, and then some then it comes out for everybody, and then there'll be some exclusive Twitch drops for bigger streamers. And then we'll be all playing Point 4. And then the day after Point 4 launches, I'm going to send Foxic a message and say Point 5 win. When's Point 5 coming? Yo, Sinister in chat too. We were just talking about you, dude. We were talking about you earlier in the stream. What's up, man? So yeah, shout out Sin. If you don't check out his stuff, you're interneting incorrectly. So check it out.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, we did that. That's what's happening with Point 4. I'm really excited with Point 5. They said, I think where you're really going to see the game lean into that RPG element more, and why I'm excited is for the Point 5 update, when we're going to start to see crafting and stuff like that. So
yeah, point 4 is the foundation now to build off the rest of what I think the vision was overall.
And I do want to get your guys' opinion on this and a bird's eye view. When I saw this stuff and first started seeing it, I was concerned that the community was going to be like super pissed that it's taken this long. And this is a big update, and a lot of things are changing, and some fundamental things are changing, but like there's not a ton of like new content and stuff. There's not a shitload of weapons, and I mean 100 quests I guess is a lot, but I just understand doing podcasts for a while and videos about games and reading YouTube comments, like how negative people can be and like how unforgiving communities can be with updates and wanting content and stuff, like brutal expectations, right?
Yeah, dude, I get that firsthand now. You know,
Yeah.
I get it literally.
Well, I've just been really impressed with the Gray Zone community. They're excited for this. They understand like the scope of the project, Madfinger Games, and I have seen very little negative feedback on this, and I'm pretty happy about that. So
yeah, I don't know. I think people just want this game to succeed overall. I definitely
yeah,
you know, I think that a lot of people feel that way as well too.
And I feel like the people that already left and were like kind of like TikTok brained it, like this game sucks, I'm leaving, like when they first launched it, didn't understand like how early access is going to go for a game like this. That is just, the scope of this game is stupid. Like it's an insane project that they're working on, and it's one of those things you have to be paid. Like Tarkov got 8-10 years or whatever, and we're going to be coming up on 2 years since this game's been out. And to see
I wonder if the plan is 2027 still.
I don't know.
That's what I wonder as well,
I think I can talk about it in the.
It's hard to say though, because game development is just you have to be fluid and adaptive. So like you could say 2027, but things could change. You know, something just breaks.
That's why I don't think they might not put another roadmap out. We'll see.
Dude, I know
asked
for
if
us,
there's going to be an updated
try not to put exact dates anymore.
I asked in the VIP chat if there was going to be another roadmap during the talk, and Morrow like got visibly distraught after I asked that. So I get it, man. Like it's tough. Like I love seeing roadmaps because I love that transparency. I love knowing where we're headed. Is really cool. But like that's a ton of pressure when you're working on a project this big with a team of this size. To call your shots like a year out has to be like super difficult, because you don't really know what you're going to run into. You probably don't know what engine upgrades are going to look like and do to your game. You don't know how server changes are going to affect everything, and there's just a lot of uncertainty in something like this. But yeah, man, I was, like I said, I was worried that people were going to be super pissed and the game was going to suffer more player base wise, but I've been pretty impressed. And like I said, I think the impatient people have already bounced and might give the game another check in 1.0. And the community that is around it now seems like a really awesome community, and they understand the scope of this project and how long it's going to take and how we have to be patient. But they also see the potential of this game, you know, a few years down the road. So
Yeah, I
It's
noticed too. Like, even some of the negative reviews on Steam are under. That's why again I go back to I hate the review system on Steam because it was like a positive outlook on the game. Like, just I'll just wait and see, or let the team cook. But it was under the negative reviews response or like the option. So it's like even people that are I would say negative about the game are still wanting the game to succeed in the future and will come back one when they hear more about it, when they see more about it. So I don't think zero point 0.4 may, I don't know. It's hard to tell if it'll be the update that will bring back a ton of players, especially where what the player count is at right now. But I could see it going back to like 10K. I think what last time update was like 14K, 13K or something like that, max or something like that. I could be wrong,
yeah.
but I know it was over 10K for sure. So like, um, I think like you said, the people that have left already are gone, and the people that are here right now are sticking it out for the long run. So
Yeah, that's just kind of what it feels like to me. So yeah, I was happy to see that. And where I see this going is, I don't really this isn't the update, and I think everybody understands that. This isn't the update that's going to bring back 70,000 players, right?
no, I don't think you ever will get to that point again. Again, who
I think
knows?
1.0 has
1.0
got a
might be
shot.
different. Yeah, 1.0 might be different, but
But
right now, early access is early access.
the other thing that I didn't even think of when you're talking about calling your shots in a roadmap is how fluid and dynamic the market is. How people's opinions on genres and things change constantly.
100%.
Like, and what features will be more important in their dev cycle and stuff like that. So that's something else that makes like roadmaps super challenging too.
I feel like I feel like they're setting themselves up right now to um almost avoid, especially like the whole extraction genre issue, to kind of avoid that in the future, depending on where it goes as well too. So if they make that like more strict MMO FPS with RPG elements into it, I think we'll be in a really good spot. A year or two from now. So
yep, for sure. No, it's pretty cool, man. To see the update and keep going. It's been a really long wait, but there's a lot of stuff that was done to it, and immediately there's not a ton of stuff. I don't know. There's some stuff you're going to feel and some stuff you're not going to feel as much. So I think it's going to bring quite a few players back, but I think the player base is probably going to level out and kind of go down again, and until the games in 1.0 are kind of in that ups and downs, like peaks and troughs of the wipes and the new
yeah.
updates and stuff like that. But I think that's okay, man.
And I'm excited for the dev stream as well too. Their Q&A dev stream
Yeah.
as well, that's coming up, and all the was it 3 vlogs? Yeah, 3 vlogs coming up. The first one coming up soon.
Yep. Next week.
Yeah, next
Start
week, and then
weekly.
is it the week after? The week after that will be the new content, and then the week after that will be something else. The something about futures. Just
Yep.
find it real quick.
And they did say too that they'll be the update will be releasing in March, so we're like within the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, quarter one. I mean, and I'm guessing end of quarter one. So like sometime.
I think on Twitter and stuff it said
maybe
March.
mid. Yeah, so like well, it's March now, so like we're about to be. So
Yeah, easy.
I'm guessing mid to late March already. It's already 2026, bro. March. Jeez. Yeah. Okay. So I got it. So it goes player driven improvements is the first dev vlog. New content is the second one. Third dev vlog is core reworks and new features. And then of course we got the QA dev stream, and then the update preview stream and with the release date, and then the update release after that.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, lots of stuff coming to Gray Zone. I'm excited. I'm ready to get back in there. I'm gonna have to get back into I'm gonna have to get back into the game before then, and get my Lamang legs back under me, and remember how to play the dang game. It's been a minute, but yeah, it's a game that and people ask me a lot of times because I love covering it on YouTube. It's just a really cool. It's like it's going to be a really cool journey from where this has started to get into 1.0, and I love covering it and talking about the steps and the implications of all the updates and stuff like that. But it's just to a point where I also don't want to like play it more than I want to for like views and stuff and burn myself out of it and start to hate it. So I like checking it out and hitting it on and the new content and stuff and staying familiar with it. But I'm
Dude,
always
I'm
super
just
locked in on the development of it.
now I can look at the scenes now of like the level design aspect, and I could be like, oh, I know exactly what he's doing right now. Like it's just cool to have that knowledge now,
Yep.
to understand what's going on. So
Feel that. Buff, you give me hopping back in when the update goes?
but yeah.
Are you muted?
Yes,
It
I
was
was.
drinking the gallon of water.
Yeah, I was trying not to be too loud. Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. I've been patiently awaiting this update for a while, so I really like Gray Zone a lot. My big thing with it, I just like want more weapons, really, and I think the POI improvements are going to be big too. So that'll bring me
Mhm.
back quite a bit.
Same.
Just
Yeah.
some new things to play with.
It's
I want
like
to explore, man. I want to explore.
Yep.
You know.
it's like one of the only games I play, and every once in a while I'm just like, holy shit, look at this. Like if the sun lines up with like the reflections on the water, or there's like a sunset when there's like a storm coming in, and
Gorgeous, man. Gorgeous game.
yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's a
holy
beautiful
shit sometimes.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ready to have that beautiful base with all these cool things as they refine their AI and they refine their terminal ballistic system, and all that stuff is stuff I want in a game. All the cool details, how you interact with the vegetation and the world around you, and how the water changes the scopes, and like all that realistic little detail. And then they build the meat on top of it when we start to have more and more stuff to do on the map. Is going to be pretty darn sick. But yeah, we got to be patient. But that's no problem for me because I'm almost freaking 40. So patience is my middle name, boys. I can wait it out with the best of them.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna hit on this real quick because it's marathon. I just don't think this is a game for any of us. Am I wrong in that? Like, are you guys?
Yeah, someone added me and I was like, hey, you gonna check it out? I was like, it's just not my cup of tea. Like, you know, I hope that they do well. I just won't be playing it myself.
So yeah, I will go over it just a little bit into what's going on with it from just a bird's eye view, because for pretty much, guys, for the sake of the podcast, I've tapped into it. I've tapped into it with just to keep an eye on the industry, you know. So they have made a lot of improvements, and I really see, like, I spent a lot of time on Twitter yesterday while I was pooping, just really trying to like figure out how everybody feels about it. And I really think it's kind of a 50-50 game.
It is 50-50, man. It is literally, I feel like it's the most down the middle game right now for opinions of the game. Cause like I have seen everything from saying that they hope this game crashes and burns, it's not worth it, to like, oh, just give it a chance, it's actually fun. So it's like to find you know, it's some middle ground for some players is almost impossible. It's crazy.
Yep. This would be a great question for the community to leave comments on the YouTube video or comments on the podcast on Spotify and Apple and stuff. Is like, what do you guys think of it? Because it is really kind of, I don't want to say polarizing. It's just a wide variety of opinions. Some of the general themes I see is like people are really complaining about the UI, and it is a lot, dude. I watched some streams.
The UI
and I'm like,
is same. I haven't played it, just watching as much as I can. Hard to understand. Hard to know what you're looking at. It sucks too because like the environment looks pretty good in some spots, especially like when weather effects happen and stuff like that. Like it looks pretty good. The lighting looks really nice, but then you open up your inventory and you're looting it. It's just like, oh, oof.
Like, what the hell am I looking at?
So, yeah, what is this? Also, like I heard that people weren't experiencing as much PvP as they wanted to, and the AI is kind of just there just to be there. They're not really like a real threat, so it gets kind of boring after a while. So,
yeah,
there's definitely still some things that needs to be worked on. I saw the tweet of Peanut saying his opinion about the game before I saw Big Fry mention it. I was watching it last night. I was like, oh, I saw this tweet. And again, it's the same thing. Like the bigger streamers saying like, gotta give this game a chance. And then there's people like, I don't want to give it a chance. And it's just like, man, it's weird to be. I've seen people get like, one of my creator friends made a video on it, and his like to dislike ratio was like 63% positive, and the rest was all negative. And it's just like, man, what is going on? Like, I remember like when it first came out, people were hating on it. They thought it looked like crap. Sucks because it's Bungie, and I, loved Bungie today. I know some other creators that went to their HQ, and they got to see all the cool stuff there. So it's like they're trying to bring people in. I think they just need a little bit more time to win players back over. I don't know if they will. The Steam player charts are for the Server Slammer are impressive right now. I mean, it's up to 84K in 24 hours, but that was and people they see 143,000 at an all-time peak, and then they see just the drop off of players. But it's like that's still pretty good. 71 to 84 is still a pretty decent amount of players.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and it's just one of those games like where it feels like the sentiment is around it. My prediction would be that like it's gonna be healthy. Like there's enough people excited about it, and big creators are excited about it to have a nice, healthy player base. And I think they're gonna be successful, which is good because I don't want to see Bungie lose their ass and like have to shut their doors and fire a bunch of people.
True.
But I don't think it's gonna like take over like our creators did. I could be wrong because it is unique in the fact that it's gonna be like on console and all this stuff, and it's a first person where our creators is third person, so that differentiation might help carve out a niche for this game. But I wanted to play it, and honestly, man, I watched Jesse Kazan play it for several hours. The menu pissed me off. The specialist abilities made me mad. The gunplay looks pretty cool, but just like everything on the screen, and man, it's just like, and everybody talked about how it's got a pretty steep learning curve, and it just doesn't look like a game that I'm willing to put the time into to learn. It doesn't hit with me at all.
It's too cartoony for me. I mean, definitely.
I can get over the art style. I feel like if the gunplay looked better as well too, it looks okay.
Yeah, just definitely not our game. I think it's definitely meant to appeal to a younger audience, which I think it'll do really good on consoles for sure. But I think it'll do. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll do well. Just it's not our demographic, that's for sure.
Yep.
I mean, not my specific demographic, but I know for sure there's people that like love Destiny back in the day and stuff like that, and and Halo and stuff like that, of course. So it's just like those names I feel like will carry it up to get those players in. So definitely. It's what, $40 on release or something like that, right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be $40. It comes out really soon too.
So like not bad price either. Get on Steam, get you 3 hours. It might come on. It might show up on Game Pass. We'll see. Who knows how long Game Pass will be up?
Yeah,
with the new CEO.
I feel like you can also expect though a lot of post-launch content. So, and I mean they've talked about like all the lore and the stuff that they have, and the
lore is sick. I will say the lore, the cinematics. Like I want to know more about it. I just don't know if I'm willing to put the time into the game to learn more about it.
Yeah. I think this is one that it's one that for the sake of the podcast, there'll probably be enough people interested in it. I'll keep up on it and I'll watch a fair amount. But this is a game like I don't mind watching because the PvP fights, if you're watching a good streamer, get like really hairy. So it's fun to watch. So I'll watch a little bit of it, kind of keep up to it. But if you're watching this show for marathon updates, there probably won't be that many. So, sorry about it. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
Apologies here.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit with our general audience and kind of our takes. Do you want to get into some
quick shots? Yeah. What were we talking about before?
I don't know. Some stuff that we were talking about, like Steam Next Fest has demos and stuff out, and I played one.
Yeah, the Toxic Commando, bro. Yeah.
Tell me all about that.
Is it toxic, Blue? Is it a toxic game?
It depends on what friend group you're with. So
yes.
I was playing with Red and Blackout and Wags and Arctic and stuff like that. We were just kind of chilling, talking, stuff like that. It was so much fun, and the game is just like there's a lot more to do than originally I thought. Like I thought it was gonna be like that Left 4 Dead, like very linear stuff, but like the map is. Yeah, there's a main objective at the end of the map, but there's like different routes you could take, different points of interest you can look at for more loot to then earn the currency that's in game to unlock attachments or cosmetics and stuff like that. So there's like a skill tree depending on the class you choose. So like I chose medic, and then I was going that way, and there's like different power ups you can use depending on the class that you use, and you can customize your weapons with like scopes and grips and magazine size and barrel length, and I think as well too. Pretty basic stuff, nothing crazy, but like the gunplay was fun. I had a good time with that. The zombies, while they, some of them are mindless, there's some like special type zombies as well too. The environment looks really cool. The vehicles that drive in there are really sick to use. Like it really does feel like mud runners, where you're just like going through some like deep mud and your truck's getting stuck, and then you got the winch that you get to shoot. It's a winch that has a grappling hook or an arrow that just pierces in, and you can like open containers up or pour yourself out of the mud and stuff like that. I haven't tried shooting it at a person yet. I would love to see if I can reel someone in like Mortal Kombat with the winch. That'd be hilarious. But
Get over
yeah,
here.
get over here. But yeah, overall, man, like it was fun. It ran really well. The graphics aren't the next gen graphics. I don't even know what engine it's on right now.
I thought it looked pretty
but
good, but
it's great. I'm saying like you're not gonna be like, whoa, this is the best game looking ever. Holy crap. No other game compares. Like it still looks pretty good. There's cinematics, there's a story behind it, because of course it's John Carpenter inspired. So
I like the color grading too. Like the 80s theme is pretty cool. And even like
you can choose between two, like it's in the beginning, like do you want to choose like normal color grading or cinematic color grading as well too, to make it look more like a movie. So I thought that was a really cool thing. It's got built-in reshade, so
that's nice.
It's pretty cool, man.
I was saying it had a lot more depth.
Get crazy.
More depth than he thought it would have. So Fry was saying, like with the skill trees and all that stuff was
that's again, I didn't know anything going into the game. I just knew zombies, 4-player, cool, let's try it out with the homies. It's a demo on right now, and also for the price too, it's pretty good. I think it's right now, where was it, where are you, Toxic Commando? There you are. So you can play the store page down, what?
I don't know.
Store page down. Okay, it was like $44 or something like that. So, but you can also, yeah. So, well, then there's like the Blood Edition. It's like $44, which is kind of what I'm interested in, because I actually would like to see what the Battle Pass holds. It's like there's a Battle Pass and stuff like that. It's coming to as well. But there's also bundles for like 50 something bucks if you go for the the Blood Edition, that you can also get Space Marine like Warhammer and stuff like that as well too. You can get number 2. You can get that as well too for like $50 or $58. I think it's a really good deal. So like for the so you can get the basic one for like $39.99 and then the upgraded one for 40 something. So
49 it looks like.
I think it's worth. Oh, there it is. Okay, store page works now. That was weird. Yeah, so $39.99, and then why is it not working?
I saw 39 and 49.99 respectively.
I'm excited. It looks cool. I'm definitely pre-ordering it. I think it's worth, at least for me. So
that'd be a fun one with the homies.
I just need a game that I can just turn my brain off and just shoot zombies.
Yeah.
I sometimes I need those type of games, man.
Yeah. Looks fun.
I had another one that I played.
Yeah. Quick shot. What you got?
I played the demo kind of wild here. I played the Way of the Hunter 2 demo. So there's Hunter Call of the Wild, and then there's Way of the Hunter, which is like a little bit more, people say. I'm not too familiar with the hunting games, which I love hunting in real life, so I should probably try to. There is an arc where I get into some of these games. But there's a demo out for the Way of the Hunter 2. It's the first time, maybe kind of like Gray Zone, but like you walk into this and they made the switch to a UE5 and it looks like those UE5 demos. It looks that real. Like the graphics are insane in this. So there's a Way of the Hunter 1 that people play, but it is on UE4. But this one, man, like you do the tutorial where you walk around in the trees and like looking at the water and up through the trees and stuff. It straight up looks like one of those UE5 showcase pre-rendered deals. Like it looks insane, dude. But yeah, you have a dog that you can train and you can have him help you like track animals and like find sign and stuff like that. And there's a lodge you upgrade and all that. You can get like UTVs and drive around and go on different missions for hunting different animals. And it has to do like you have to be quiet and you have to use the wind, like so they don't smell you, and like all that stuff's in there. So I might check it out, but it's supposed to release, I think, in March, but it's part of the Steam Next Fest, that if you want to check it out too. And if you guys are just bored and want to see something that looks insane, try the demo. Just walk through the tutorial thing, turn the graphics all the way up, and just walk through it. It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the demos right now. There's some pretty interesting looking ones. Some of them are 100% should probably stay as a demo, but
Great Ops.
Man, I don't know. I know the guys over there. I hope it does well in the future. I just don't know if it's gonna do well on release.
I'm worried about it because I really want it to succeed too.
Yeah, March 12th is when it comes out. So
I'm gonna definitely try. I haven't played.
I'm definitely trying it out as well too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited for it regardless. Hopefully it's good.
And I keep saying back to the basics, man. AV8. You know, I'm sure they'll have a bomb mode.
Yeah, they had one in one of the demos where it was like a kind of a bomb defusal mode. If they, I hope between now and launch, man, they can take this play test and fix some of the netcode issues and the desync. They made a good pass on the movement. It was a lot better, but I really stand behind and like what they're trying to do. I just hope they can pull it off, man. Having your first game be a multiplayer shooter is just so tough to pull off.
Very much, dude.
I hope they can do it. I very much respect the scope of what they're trying to do. So hope they can do it. Did anybody have anything else? I
did not. No.
I'm good here, man.
Is that a wrap to the special Saturday edition of the scope?
I think so.
I think it is.
Yeah, they asked someone asked about Mim asked about Active Matter. I haven't played Active Matter. I haven't looked into it too much either.
Dude,
I know what you're talking about.
That's a game that it's like I was on my radar and then I saw gameplay of it and I just didn't really like the way it looked. And then that kind of turned me off, and then I got busy anyway, so I almost wasn't going to do anything crazy after that. I wouldn't have time anyways.
And then we haven't seen
nothing on Wardogs.
Nothing on Wardogs. Then not Madfinger. Wardogs is Bulkhead. Bulkhead Studios is doing Wardogs.
Yeah, I did see like Joe Brammer mention something about like what base building will look like, but that was just like a picture of like a fortified building with like a bunch of sandbags. So like, which would be cool, you know. But again, nothing official from it. So.
All right then. Well, I guess that's a show.
I think that's a show.
Thank you guys so much for being a part of the show, for chatting with us, getting that up on screen so you guys are part of the convo. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you guys for being flexible on the times. In the coming months, I hope you will bear with us. We will try our best to keep doing weekly shows. We're going to give it a good try. But with everybody being busy and then me trying to get a house in the middle of nowhere ready for my family to move into, it's going to be an insane few months, but we're going to try our best to stick with you. So just know that. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Do all the things to share the podcast around, leave the 5-star reviews. Appreciate you all. And hopefully see you guys next week at some point. Stay tuned to the socials for updates on that and on our Discords. And we will see you guys then.
Peace.